Imagine a quiet child. No one notices him. Small, silent, living in the shadow of others. That child is Francisco Franco. He was not strong, not special, but he had one thing: cold discipline and long patience. He chose the army, not because he loved war, but because he found a clear world there. Orders are given and orders are followed, no questions asked. And there, he began to change slowly. In Morocco, in the middle of a brutal war, the moment came that split his life in two. A bullet tears through his body. He falls to the ground, blood everywhere. The soldiers around him think it's over. But it wasn't. He survived, but he was not the same person anymore. From that moment, hesitation disappeared, fear disappeared, and something else took its place: coldness, harshness, and the belief that he cannot be easily defeated. He returned to the army, but not as an ordinary soldier. Fast promotions, growing trust, until he became one of the youngest generals in Spain. But inside his mind, a new question started growing. Why do I follow orders, and why don't I make them? Then came the moment that changed everything. 1936. Spain explodes. The Spanish Civil War begins. A country divided, brother against brother, cities turning into ashes. In this chaos, Franco did not hesitate. He didn't wait. He didn't step back. He chose to lead. At first, he was not the strongest, but he was the calmest, the most calculating, the least emotional. While others fought each other, he was building power step by step. External support, internal control, ruthless decisions without hesitation, until he became the man who could not be ignored. 1939. The war ends. Spain destroyed. And here comes the most dangerous moment of his life. Will he return freedom or keep the power? He chose power. He became the ruler, then the only ruler. No voice above his voice, no opposition, no real elections, only a system with him at its center. Years passed, and Spain looked quiet, but that silence was not peace. It was fear. People did not speak because they could not, and words could be more dangerous than bullets. And Franco? He did not see himself as a tyrant. He believed he was stopping chaos, protecting the state, even if the price was freedom. And here he reached his final transformation, from a silent child to a man who decides, who speaks, who stays silent, who lives, and who is forgotten. 40 years pass. He remains at the top, untouchable, unshaken, but the body does not win forever. 1975, the moment no one can escape. Franco dies, and suddenly, everything begins to change. Spain, once silent, begins to speak. The system, once closed, begins to open, as if the country was waiting for this moment. What happened next? After Franco's death, Spain did not fall into chaos as many expected. In fact, the opposite happened. A new phase began, where Spain slowly transformed into a democracy. A new constitution was written, elections returned, freedom of speech came back. And over time, Spain became stronger, economically and politically. It opened to the world and joined modern Europe. But not everything was perfect, because the past was not easily forgotten. The memory of those years still lives between those who see him as a savior and those who see him as a source of suffering. And in the end, power can build a system, but freedom builds the future.